Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to be doing a checked out video. I've got a lot of books checked out from the library at the moment, so I thought why not show them to you and let you know which ones I've got, and you can let me know if you've read any and which ones that I should get to first. So let's get into the books. The first three books that I have to show you are books 2, 3 and 4 in a series that I have become a little bit obsessed in reading now. The first book in the series is called The Painted Man by Peter V. Brett. If you haven't checked out my video review of that, then check it out. It was a 5-star read and I loved it. So I straight away reserved the second book, which is The Desert Spear, The Daylight War, and The Skull Throne, which is books 2, 3 and 4 in this series, and I can't wait to get to them. The next 7 books, you will not be surprised, are all of the rest of the books from the Lucky Harbour series by Jill Shalvis. I love this series, and I really enjoy sort of just dipping into one of these books as and when I need a little pick-me-up. So these books are It Had to Be You, Always on My Mind, Once in a Lifetime, It's in His Kiss, He's So Fine, One in a Million. And then I also picked up Christmas Eve at Friday Harbour because I'm hoping to sort of get to these around Christmas time. So I'll be reading this around Christmas time. If you don't know about this series, I don't see how you could have missed it if you watch my videos because I harp on about it all the time. But it's a romance series set in a small town called Lucky Harbour. It's such a great series. Each different book focuses on one woman of the town and her friendships and a romance that blossoms, and it's just such an easy read, and I love the feeling of this small town. There's some really quirky characters that appear in every book, especially Lucille, who is this sort of juicy couture tracksuit 70-odd-year-old woman who you can see is a bit weathered, and you can imagine having this deep gravelly ex-smokery type voice, and she loves putting things on Facebook. It's just lovely. I just really enjoy it, and so I can't wait to get to these ones. And then the rest of the books are just a selection of different books. I've got the third book in the School of Good and Evil, The Last Ever After. This is a middle grade trilogy, and this is the final book in the trilogy. I've really been enjoying it. It's by Soman Chainani. It's a really fun read about two girls that end up going to this school. One is for good and one is for evil, and they end up in schools that they don't expect, and it's just about their rivalry and what happens at the school and disasters and all sorts of fun romps. It's brilliant. Next, I picked up a book I don't know an awful lot about, but I think I've seen on someone's channel, and that is The City Stained Red by Sam Sykes. I'll read you the back just to remind myself as well. Sir Jal, the City of Silk. This is the great charnel house where poor men eat dead rich men and become wealthy themselves. Thieves and cultists clash for supremacy in the city's underworld. A religious war is brewing within its walls. The fury of the savage races in its slums is about to explode. Demons begin to pour from the shadows and the language of dead gods upon their lips. And it's here that the adventurer Lenk and his unfortunate companion find themselves in the middle once more, and the city bleeds. I just think that sounds really interesting. Next, I picked up the second book in a series. The first book I thought was okay. I think I gave it 3 stars. I read it with Diana from Dee's Journey, and we said we'd try and read the second one together, and that is Mother of Eden by Chris Beckett. The first book was Dark Eden, and the second book continues on in the series, so I'm hoping to buddy read this with her at some point. On a whim, I picked up Joanne Harris's The Gospel of Loki. I really like Joanne Harris. I've read her Lollipop Shoes series. I think there's Chocolat, Lollipop Shoes, and a third one which I've read. What are they called? I think it's Blue-Eyed Boy is the third one, but I really enjoy her writing, and I believe this is the story of Loki. I picked up Margaret Atwood's The Heart Goes Last. I can't wait to get to this. I love Margaret Atwood. I really like the idea of this. It's sort of set in a society where things aren't going well. Lots of people are starving, and this couple decide that they will go and live in this sort of community where I think you have to sort of take 6 months and you have to be in the prison, and then 6 months you get to live in a house, and then you swap with another person. It talks about sort of the breakdown of society, and I look at sort of society and how things work, and a marriage, and I've heard mixed reviews of this, but I wanted to give it a go, so I thought I'd borrow it from the library. And then the final book I've got checked out is Skin by Ilka Tamk. This is such a beautiful book. I believe this is set in Britain in AD 43, and it follows a girl who is an outcast. I think she has to save her village. There might be some magic involved, and I've heard great things, so I want to give it a go. So that's the books that I have checked out from the library currently. I don't get to these as quick as I would like, but I will get to all of them at some point, and I tend to sort of intersperse them when I need a break from my TBR. If there's books that I sort of feel drawn to, then I've got them on my shelf ready. So let me know if you've read any of these, which ones I should start with first, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.